On March 31st, outside the Pueblo Police Department in Colorado, a man stood on a public sidewalk peacefully photographing a government building, an act fully protected under the First Amendment. But within seconds of making contact, Officer Romero placed him in handcuffs without identifying any crime. What happened next, all captured on body camera, would expose a serious constitutional violation, lead to a lawsuit against the city, and ultimately force the department to change its policies and training. The most damaging evidence in the entire case may have been the officer's own words.
Are you 1014?
Hey there. How are you? Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Hey. Hey. I'm asking you a question. Who are you? Why are you taking pictures of the department? Sir.
Don't touch me.
Okay, I'm going to
Don't
put you in
touch me.
cuffs.
Okay,
Okay?
that's fine.
You're going to be put in cuffs. Okay, supervisor's on his way. Okay? I'm asking you questions
Hey
here.
guys, I'm being arrested right now, being put in cuffs for taking pictures of the police department. Don't turn my phone off.
Okay, you are not in control here.
I am, actually. You work for me, I don't work for you.
46, I got one in custody over here. I need a
You're
supervisor.
gonna lose your job, buddy. It's illegal detainment. Can you please call a supervisor out here? This is an illegal detainment under 16.3.103.
Okay. Hang out here.
You don't have permission to search me. I don't consent to any searches or seizures.
Okay, I'm waiting for a supervisor to come up here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Romero,
Romero?
0702.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. Did you stop my video camera over there?
I'm not messing with your phone, okay?
Can you tell this officer to take his hands off me and to uncuff me?
No, I don't want to tell him anything.
Okay.
You'll wait till a supervisor gets here, and you can talk to him from there, okay?
All right, I'm done talking to you guys then.
Okay.
So what's up?
He's taking pictures of the department, taking pictures of all our stuff here, so I don't know what he's doing. I try to talk to him, he's not talking to me, he starts walking away.
Is that a reason to cuff me?
Yeah,
that
you're
reasonable
being
articulable
detained right
suspicion?
now. Yeah.
For what? For what crime?
Yeah, no, it's reasonable suspicion.
Of what crime?
Okay.
You have to have reasonable suspicion of a crime to detain somebody.
I am not going to speak to you.
That's
you can
fine.
speak to my supervisor when he gets here.
You have me in cuffs right now.
Okay, yeah. You're
So I'm
being
gonna
detained
talk-
at the moment, yeah.
Because you're an ignorant asshole. That's why.
What you just watched is not a minor misunderstanding. It is a textbook Fourth Amendment violation. Officer Romero approached a man standing on a public sidewalk with a camera, and within seconds placed him in handcuffs. No crime, no threat, no warrant. The Fourth Amendment is explicit. A seizure of a person requires either a warrant or probable cause that a crime has been committed. Romero had neither. Taking photographs of a police department from a public sidewalk is not only legal, it is a constitutionally protected activity under the First Amendment, recognized by every federal circuit court in the United States. What makes this worse is Romero's justification, reasonable suspicion. Under Terry v. Ohio, decided by the Supreme Court in 1968, an officer may briefly stop a person only when he has specific, articulable facts suggesting criminal activity. A camera and a sidewalk are not those facts. Romero could not name a crime. He could not point to a threat. He simply did not like being watched. And that is not a legal basis for detention under any law in this country. From the moment those cuffs went on, this encounter was unconstitutional.
What's that?
You're wearing your corporal?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Roger 1412.
I don't want to answer your questions.
We're not asking you questions.
What? You didn't ask me any questions? You asked me what I was doing, what I was doing, what I was doing. I chose not to answer you, which I have a right to do. Do I not? I do. Thank you. I hope this doesn't take longer than 20 minutes. Because then it turns into an arrest instead of a statement. Hey guys, if I'm still live streaming, call the Pueblo Police Department. Let them know officers Romero and Waring, something like that, are both detaining me illegally outside the Pueblo Department. I don't even know what street this is.
Here, Sean O'Connell clearly asserted a constitutional right that courts have repeatedly protected the right not to answer police questions during a consensual encounter. When he pointed out that the officers were, in fact, asking him questions about what he was doing, he was legally correct. Simply refusing to explain yourself to police is not a crime. Under the Fifth Amendment, citizens have the right to remain silent, and under the First Amendment, they also have the right to record police and government buildings from public spaces. Sean's refusal to engage did not create reasonable suspicion by itself, and it certainly did not justify continuing to hold him in handcuffs. What makes this moment especially important is that the officers themselves acknowledged Sean had the right not to answer. Yet despite admitting that point, the detention continued anyway. That creates a major constitutional problem, because officers cannot lawfully punish or restrain someone simply for exercising protected rights. Sean stayed calm, continued documenting the interaction through his live stream, and repeatedly framed the encounter as an unlawful detention rather than escalating emotionally. Legally, that was a smart move because it preserved evidence, demonstrated non-aggressive behavior, and strengthened any future civil rights claim arising from the stop.
It's always on. So I'm loading up. I'm loading up. This guy's on the corner. I thought he was taking a picture of the eagle on the department. He's like, oh, okay, no big deal. So I started, putting myself in my patrol vehicle. So he walks past it, and I was like, oh, he's leaving. Can you answer him?
Can't talk right now, I'm busy.
So he starts walking, so I back up, and then he's next to this corner now taking pictures. I'm like, what is he doing? So then he comes over, he starts taking pictures. Oh, it looks like he's taking pictures of these signs. I don't know if he's taking pictures of these cars or
He's
what.
part of an organization called the First Amendment Strike Team.
Is he?
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's trying to see what we're going to do.
Okay.
He has every right to do that.
Okay, and that's fine with that. I don't have an issue.
Uncuff him.
I like
Uncuff him,
complaining against this officer
Already
right now.
cuffed him.
Uncuff, because I did nothing wrong. I was not breaking the law. This officer just illegally detained me under CRS 16-3-103.
This portion of the body camera footage may have been the most damaging evidence against Officer Romero because he openly admitted that he never observed a crime. His entire justification was essentially confusion and curiosity. He saw Sean taking pictures of an eagle on the building, police signs, and possibly vehicles. But none of those activities are illegal. Under the Fourth Amendment and the Supreme Court's ruling in Terry v. Ohio, officers cannot detain someone based on a hunch or vague suspicion. They need specific, articulable facts suggesting criminal activity. Romero's own explanation showed that standard was never met. The second officer immediately recognized the legal issue and said something extremely important. He has every right to do that. That single statement acknowledged that Sean's photography was protected First Amendment activity and not grounds for detention. Once supervisors understood there was no lawful basis for the stop, they ordered the handcuffs removed. Sean also correctly referenced Colorado Revised Statutes Section 3-103, which limits investigatory stops to situations involving reasonable suspicion of a crime. At this point in the encounter, the department appeared to realize continuing the detention would only increase their legal exposure because the officer's own body cam statements were now confirming the stop was based on assumptions rather than evidence of criminal conduct.
I've seen your video, sir, and I know
Okay.
exactly what you're talking about.
Who am I?
First Amendment Strike Team.
Okay.
I know exactly who you are.
Exactly.
Um,
So you know I'm not out here doing anything illegal.
I do.
No, nothing.
I do.
And I'd like to file a complaint against this officer for
There's two-
deprivation of rights.
You can actually go into the department.
Okay.
File a complaint if you'd like to. But I understand totally what you're doing.
So will he be suspended administratively until the thing is cleared out?
No.
He just broke the law.
I understand
He
that.
should be arrested.
So an internal affairs investigation, if you want to file a complaint, will be conducted, and depending on the findings of that, it'll be dealt with depending on what.
So is there going to be any issue with me getting his body cam information?
That you would have to go through our records division.
Yep.
I'm not sure how that works.
Hey guys, call Pueblo Police Department and complain about Officer Romero, badge number 0707. He just detained me and said that he was detaining me because I chose not to answer his questions.
I'm not really sure on how that works. I have to look at the policy on that. I believe that there's a charge. Here's Sergeant Reyes. He's the supervisor on the watch commander. And he might know. I'm not sure how that works. Actually, I can make a phone call and find out.
I think I'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're good. I'm gonna go home now.
Yep.
Yeah, you can go home.
Romero, badge 0702.
Because Captain Martin needs to speak to you. So I don't know if they even need me here anymore. So.
Is there a charge? Okay. Do you know what the charge is? Okay, I'll find out.
Chose not to answer his questions, so you grab him by the arm.
Okay. Yeah, he's asking what he's going with. It's that guy.
How are you, sir?
Could be doing better. Doing better now. I actually like this officer charge.
What plays 4K on your camera? What plays 4K? I know like the TVs do, but how do you edit 4K?
Computers do also, and all the software editing stuff is all 4K compatible. So even if your computer isn't looking up a lot of your shit, I can go inside stuff.
Let me call records real quick. You have to submit a Freedom of Information Act for the body cam video. There's a charge. I'm not sure what the charge is, but I'm going to find out.
I'm sure records can probably tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to call just so you know now.
Thank you, man. I appreciate all your help.
What was your name, sir?
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Thank you. Car 630. Records is going to be a plate.
They need me here, or should I leave?
Just hang on.
Huh?
Just hang on.
Make sure I was
Yeah.
What you just watched is the department's own chain of command confirming in real time that Officer Romero had no legal basis for this detention. The supervising captain recognized O'Connell immediately, knew exactly who he was, knew exactly what organization he represented, and understood that no crime had been committed. When a department's own captain cannot identify a single charge after a citizen has been in handcuffs, that is not confusion. That is confirmation that the arrest was unlawful from the beginning. Notice that no charge was ever named, not once, because there was none. Under the Fourth Amendment, a detention without an articulable crime is not a gray area. It is a constitutional violation, full stop. The mention of an internal affairs investigation sounds like accountability, but it rarely is. Studies consistently show that less than 10% of officer misconduct complaints filed through internal affairs result in any disciplinary action. What actually creates accountability is what O'Connell did next, requesting the body camera footage through a Freedom of Information Act request. Under FOIA, government agencies are legally required to release public records, including body camera footage, unless a specific exemption applies. That footage became the foundation of his civil rights lawsuit. Under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, Romero kept his badge, but the city of Pueblo wrote a $41,000 check paid by taxpayers because one officer could not let a man with a camera walk down a sidewalk in peace. Officer Romero kept his job. The city paid $41,000, and O'Connell walked away because he knew the law better than the officer enforcing it. If you want to know what to say and what never to say, the next time you are stopped by police, watch this video next.